Pleased to welcome to Night School Donald Harris, Clocker DH on Twitter. And Donald's been clocking Southern California racing for many years. He's been out in the mornings working with TVG and working for himself, I'm sure, to get some Breeders' Cup winners. Donald, tell us in general some of your overviews and opinions of what you've seen work-wise here so far leading up to the Breeders' Cup.
I think I think we see a track that is gradually speeding up, which is no surprise. On these big days, when it comes to dirt tracks, we usually find the track is sped up, and I think we're going to see the same thing happening on Friday and Saturday, because there were some pretty quick times. What was it? Fast Anna, I think I actually clocked in 56 and 4. Private Zone worked 109 and change earlier in the week, so I think we're going to get a speedy track come the big 2 days.
People see those fast workout times. As a clocker, does a fast workout time always excite you, or are there caveats?
Yeah, there's definitely caveats. You have to know the horse. The one thing I tell people is perspective is huge. You know, I say I clocked Fast Anna in 56 and 4. I've never seen her train before. So just knowing that, she could be doing that a lot. And actually, the fact is, she had a work earlier in the year. I had a buddy who told me about the drill, and she worked 44 and 1. So it's what she is. She's just a high-octane runner who will fly around the track. So working 56 and 4, it tells you she wants to run. She's happy, but it's not out of the ordinary for a runner like that.
Have you seen horses take to this Santa Anita track well that typically haven't gotten over it? The newcomers, the horses from different parts of the country. Is it more of a horse-by-horse basis, or they all seem to taking to it fairly well?
I'd say most of them are taking it fairly well. Again, I haven't been based at Santa Anita. I've been based at Los Alamitos. So I can't really give you a change in terms of how horses were getting over their home track compared to Santa Anita. I didn't see any horses that were really struggling. So I think the track is playing fine.
You've been at Los Alamitos, which means you've had your eyes on California Chrome for some time. California Chrome in the spring, California Chrome in the fall. How do you compare the two?
I think he's doing great. The one thing I've kept telling people is Los Alamitos is a really great track. I love it. I think if I actually owned horses, that's where I'd want to train, because I think it's got to be one of the safer tracks. It's really kind. But saying that, it's a really tough track to get fit over. I think Mike Pipey figured it out first in terms of you have to get a few more drills into a horse before the foundation is there. And, going into that Pennsylvania race, California Chrome, they didn't do anything with him. I think they were treating Los Alamitos like a regular track. And I don't think he was fit. Even if he got his trip, I think he was going to come up short. And they've kind of done the same thing out of the race. So that would be my main worry, because he looks fantastic. Physically, he's doing great. He's smooth as silk in those last couple drills. But tell me this, if you're thinking about a 112 work, at Los Alamitos that 112 equates to, I'd say, about a 114. So does that change someone's perception of the drill? I guess every individual has to answer that. But that'd be my main concern, is just how tight the horse is.
Give us some thumbs-up horses that you've seen in the past couple mornings at Santa Anita since you were there, and some horses you think who are doing well.
Private Zone, I thought looked fantastic. Turned in a 49 flat breeze. Obviously in the clock, it's nothing special, but the horse was under a hammerlock hold in company, and he appears to be coming out of his skin and headed into the big race the right way. Let's see, I'm just kind of glossing over my notes here.
Private Zone, of course, would be in the Breeders' Cup Sprint for our fans listening there. Private Zone, one of the top West Coast contenders, and he's also traveled around the country, but he'll be in the Sprint?
Yeah. Indianapolis, I actually haven't liked. He made a lot of noise. He worked 45 and change, but it was kind of a visually unappealing drill, despite working fast for Baffert. I was actually questioning whether he's actually going to run the horse or not. Secret Circle looked fine, but that's not surprising. I mean, he's one of those. He's going to be one of the favorites. Just looking over all my notes here. Oh, Living the Life for Gary Mandel actually looked the part, and that's the horse that's probably not on the radar of most people. So that's another one to write down.
Yeah, living the life would definitely be on the price factor there, so that's a good one to look at. Donald, finally, the showdown. You're a California guy. You've got California Chrome against Shared Belief in the Classic. Is it a two-horse race to you, or are you going to keep an open mind as you handicap throughout the week?
You always got to keep an open mind. But with that said, this is the first time I felt a little biased. Um, Back when Zenyatta was, going through her career, I guess I became kind of a fanboy. Is sometimes, I watched Zenyatta train throughout her entire career because she was based at Hollywood Park, so I had the fortune of watching her train. I became a fan, and I just wanted her to win. So I lost a little bit of, I guess, objectivity on her because I was rooting for her so hard. And the same thing now, not because I've seen him train, but because I think he's special, Shared Belief. I think he's the best horse we've seen since Zenyatta. At least that's what I want to believe. And everything he's done has kind of proven that. And I want to see him put on a show because there's nothing about him physically that says he should be this good. But geez, on race day he does some things that just make you go, wow! I just don't see it very often. So if he runs his race, I don't think anyone is as good as him. Whether or not he likes that track, that's a question mark after what some would consider not his best performance, even though he ran about a mile further than everyone in that last race. But I'm a Shared Belief guy, and I hope he brings it big on race day.
Well, you've got a favorite there from Donald and also a long shot, living the life, 12-1 in the morning line in the Filly and Mare Sprint. Donald Harris, thanks for all your help, and we'll send folks to your Twitter account, ClockerDH, to get all of your updates.
Thanks, man.